With 65 days left till the NFL kicks off, the Philadelphia Eagles wait for training camp. July 25th, it all begins, and we will get some answers to most of our questions. But I want to talk about Zach Berman speaking on Howie Roseman and a possible player that many fans aren't thinking of. Also, I want to get people upset. On Twitter, everybody's talking about Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott, so I'm going to give my 2 cents. Let's talk about it.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today we are going to talk about what Zach Berman said. We're going to talk about Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott, and we're going to start with Zach Berman, man. Zach Berman was on the John Kincaid show talking about Howie Roseman, talking about possible moves that the Eagles can make, and he brought up Budda Baker, and that's somebody that a lot of people are talking about. He did say that it would be a little bit of a high reach, you know, obviously looking at the assets we would have to give up and the cap that we would have to give him. But he did bring someone else up, and I want to play the clip, and I want to kind of just dissect what he says.
Budda Baker might be ambitious from a cap perspective and potentially from a compensation perspective, but I wouldn't rule that out. Jeremy Chinn makes a lot of sense with a new coaching staff because they're trying to cut. They've added safeties there. They're trying to figure out, is he a smaller linebacker? Is he a bigger safety? There's different. He's in the last year of his contract, so it's similar to Gardner Johnson in that regard. If he becomes available, that's a player I would pounce on. But I would really pay attention to linebacker and safety specifically because they're relatively bare. They don't have significant cap obligations at those positions, and they have flexibility to add if they need to.
So he brings up Jeremy Chinn. I think that that's a very interesting talking point, and I think that what he said is perfect. You look at him with a new staff. Is he a linebacker? Is he a safety? You look at the basically the similarities, right, with a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, where he was on his last year. Wasn't necessarily a guy that they were looking long-term. We were able to get him for a small price, a cheap price, realistically. Obviously weren't able to re-sign him, but is Jeremy Chinn a guy that the Eagles may have some interest in? Sean Desai is a guy we don't really know what he wants to do. I don't think that he has it totally locked down in senses of what he wants to do. I think he understands what he wants to be, but as far as schemes and as far as putting the players in their position, I think that he's going to be very fluid with it. So maybe a guy like Chinn is somebody that you can, play at that safety spot. You can bring down as another linebacker, maybe as a third safety, maybe as a guy that you just kind of try and see if you can get the best out of him. Sometimes a lot of these players just need a change of scenery, a change of scheme, right? They need a new outlook to kind of bring out their best skill set, and is Jeremy Chinn that guy? Last year, he over 50 targets. He did not give up a single touchdown. He did give up a completion percentage over 68%, which is not great, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Sometimes it is what it is. We look at that and we look at the defense that he was on, obviously not the best of teams, so numbers are going to be skewed a little bit, but I think that this is a guy that can definitely go out there and play some good football for us. Over 100 tackles last year. He did his thing. It's interception last year. He was not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. Now, is he better than what we have? And I think that's the question that has to be answered throughout this training camp. And I think over the next couple of weeks, next month or so, you're going to start seeing those questions answered. Do they really have that much faith in a Sidney Brown? Do they really love a Terrell Edmonds? Is Reed Blankenship really ready to take that next step? If not, maybe a Jeremy Chinn makes sense. So you guys let me know down in the comments, is Jeremy Chinn a guy that you would like to see on the Philadelphia Eagles? Now, lastly, before I get out of here, man, I want to talk about Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott. Now, I've had Jalen Hurts ranked ahead of Dak Prescott in most of my QB rankings going into this season. Last year, it was a totally different story, but things change, right? You see the change in play. You see the change in just how he feels out there on the field. You can just tell that he's becoming a general of this team, him being Jalen Hurts. Now, look, the question is, why is Jalen Hurts better than Dak Prescott? A lot of people ask that. A lot of people don't want to hear the reasoning why people have that. We can look at his numbers, right? We can look at Jalen Hurts' numbers compared to Dak's numbers, and we can only look at the passing numbers, right? And if you look at only the passing numbers, it tells one story. But when you watch him out on the field, when you watch the team success around him, it tells another story, right? That Dak Prescott has had similar, if not the same type of offense that the Eagles had last year, right? Where you have 2 number 1 wide receivers, you have a great running game, you have a very good quarterback play, you have a very good, they had the same deal. They had the same thing. Dak Prescott was not able to make the most out of it. So in terms of just being a winner, right? I think that, and I got, roasted for saying this, but Tom Brady, we look at Tom Brady comparison, right? And Tom Brady's never been the strongest arm. He's been very, very accurate. He makes very good decisions. And at the end of the day, he's just a winner. And I think that you have very similar attributes, in a Jalen Hurts. And I think that going even further, you talk about him as a runner, right? People really knock Jalen Hurts for being able to run that pill. I think that if Dak Prescott got back to being that guy that was able to take the ball for 5-10 yards or, take a nice little run and keep that defense honest, it would probably help his offense a lot. Him not wanting to run or him being afraid to run or him trying to be more of a pocket passer, I think hurts your offense. If you have a weapon like your legs, go ahead and utilize it. I don't want you to stop using it because I'm afraid of getting hurt. People get hurt every day, dog. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. People get hurt every day. I don't obviously want to see it, but you have to go out there and you have to use everything at your disposal. So in that sense, again, I think that Jalen Hurts does that. Jalen Hurts has the respect of his teammates. Jalen Hurts has the respect of his staff, right? Everybody knows what he is. And one quote that he said not too long ago, he said that there's thrill in never being satisfied, and I think that that's a beautiful quote, and I think that that is what really separates him from a lot of quarterbacks. And if you want me to go through film and say, well, look at this play, look at that play, we can do that, right? We can definitely do that, and it's probably going to be very close as far as seeing just mechanics, seeing throws, seeing what they can do as quarterbacks. It's going to be close. I'm not going to lie to you. But the reason why I would put a Jalen Hurts over a Dak Prescott is because of that mentality, is because of that engine inside of him that just continues to keep churning and continues to keep us winning. No matter what it is, it doesn't matter if he has 10 yards passing, he's going to go out there and run for 300 yards. If he has 10 yards running, he's going to go out there and throw for 300 yards. We've seen both. We have seen both. Obviously not 300 yards rushing, but you understand what I'm saying. We've seen him take over the game in both areas, both ways. And at the end of the day, I think that's what you need to do. A quarterback is very important to go out there and throw 50 touchdowns. That's beautiful. Throw 5,000 yards. That's awesome. That's a lot of fun to watch. But you tell me, did you have fun watching Jalen Hurts play football last year? Are you really down that he didn't throw for 5,000 yards? I didn't think so. So at the end of the day, I'm taking Jalen Hurts. He's younger. He's proven more in the playoffs. He's proven more throughout the season, in my opinion, especially these last couple seasons. He's proven that he can stay healthier, in my opinion, and he's smarter when it comes to being a runner. A lot of times you see these guys taking big hits. You don't see that with Jalen Hurts. One of the things that I used to work with Michael Vick. Michael Vick's a really good dude. And one thing that he told me about Jalen Hurts is that I wish I had the sense to get down like he does. He gets down. He does not, he'll try to elongate those plays and get that touchdown, get that first down. But when he knows the play's over, he knows the play's over. And I think that's what's going to keep him healthy. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. I just wanted to talk about this. It's been a while. We're going to go hard once these training camps start. You guys know how I go with these training camps. We're going to be live for every single training camp. I am back. All right. I am back. No more laziness. We are back. And tomorrow we are bringing back Best of Enemies. So definitely check out for that. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed this content, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 10K. We'd love for you guys to join that ride. But other than that, y'all know what it is. It's Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. And I'm setting up the background. So, I'm going to have Slay over here. I'm going to have Vic over here. Trust me. We're going to have it all set up pretty soon. But, yeah. Peace.
Eagles fans everywhere. This is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph.